Howdy, hi, hello everybody, and welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about leadership styles, as well as what are some skills that you need to have in order to be a group leader. So this is, again, NCE based, but I feel like it could be used for anything really. Another word that I think of when I think of autocratic, I think of authoritarian. So this is like a person who just wants to be the leader of a group, tell them what to do in the group. So think of bosses, right? Like where would your boss fall into this? An autocratic boss, authoritarian boss is just the type of boss who will say, okay, everybody, this is what you're going to get done. I don't care for your opinions or anything that you have to say. Just go do what I tell you to do. Now, that sometimes is necessary. A good leader will have qualities from each one of them, I would argue. So, authoritarian is best for quick decision making. However, it may generate some resentment because who wants to be getting told what to do without their opinions being valued and whatnot? So, that's an autocratic slash authoritarian. Now, let's learn about the second one. The next one we have is the laissez-faire. And the way that I like exactly how I just said it, lazier, it makes me think of a lazy boss. So this is going to be a group leader who kind of just sits back and lets things happen. Now, just because I say it's a lazy boss doesn't mean that's what it is. This type of leadership style is very leave alone, let the group make their own decisions. It is the least effective when it comes to it. However, if everybody in the group has a mutual goal, it can be productive. Just that everybody needs to agree. So, lazy, fair, I like to think they're lazy, they lay back, and they let everything happen. Little memory device for you. Lastly, we have the democratic. So, for democratic, think of it like politics. This is the people who are going to try to take your opinions into their decisions. They're going to listen to what you value and they're going to think about how the group would be best for everyone. Now, the downside is people don't always agree. So it can be harder to make a decision if you're trying to consider everyone's feelings. So, democratic style doesn't always generate the most production. And then, but they are the most popular bosses because they take everyone into consideration. Those are the three leadership styles. Additionally, there's different types of task. So there is instrumental task and expressive task. So instrumental, think of it as like this is something that needs to be done instrumentally. Yeah. And then for the expressive starts with an E, so do emotions. Expressive, their goals are to focus on maintaining group cohesion. They truly care. They sometimes lack in productivity. They care. Here's a good image I found for the Lazier one. He's here chilling, and then everybody else is doing it. Now, leadership roles, what they have to do is first be knowledgeable on the theory that they are going. These are some, but I'm going to list more. Be knowledgeable on the theory that you're going to use. Leaders can be a thing. However, if they are of a different counseling theory than you, then you will likely run into issues. Because imagine if you're a CBT based therapist, that other person is an existentialist. They're going to be focusing on things like what is the meaning of life and death and love. You're going to be focusing on behaviors and thoughts. So it doesn't really work. However, if you're of the same one, co leaders can be really helpful because it prevents burnout, helps you manage the group, all that good stuff. Other things you need to know as a group leader is understanding the group dynamics and the principles, knowing any ethical issues involved in group work. Make sure you do linking. Common skill is like bringing two people together who have similar experiences and not dismantling their experience because remember, every single person has a unique experience. However, you can learn from another person's experience by linking them. Say someone has lost a child in the group and then somebody else has lost a sibling. You could possibly say, like, you both have experienced significant loss. What are some of the things that you did to cope with it? And then they can talk about that. OMG, this video is already really long. So I'm going to make another one.